No, I do
Yeah,
that.
somebody's got something really loud in the background. Okay. Okay, so can you guys see my slides?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so let's go around and talk about what everybody enjoyed. Who wants to go first? How did your week 1 go?
I'll go first. Yeah, week 1 was busy. It went really well, I think. Some good results in terms of people accepting the first, like reach out and then committing to a follow-up time and then requesting additional information. So that part of it went really well.
Great. Yeah, you got some great results.
Yeah. I was pretty happy with week 1, and then have 5 booked for like their secondary follow-up to the information that was requested.
Oh, okay. So out of your people, you were asking them to watch something?
Yeah, a lot of them are what I would say cool. It's not really my warm market, and they're not like cold. We've established some kind of rapport, whether it was through LinkedIn or ongoing, just sharing tidbits.
Okay.
And so now specifically reaching out to ask to look at the business.
Okay, cool. So you got 5 people that you're following up with now?
Yes, I did actual 9 first calls, like after I sent the request out.
Yeah.
So I actually conducted 9 calls out of those, spoke with 5 who requested more information. So we have 4 follow-ups for this week, and one of them had to go over a second week because they're on vacation.
Okay, great. Good job, Terry.
Thank you.
Sherry, you're the next on my screen, so why don't we go to you? Everybody, if you missed her, if you were late to the call, let's give Sherry a little congratulations.
Yay, Sherry.
She went from going for her believer, and she got it by Wednesday, and then so April and I are like, well, let's go for builder. You've got 4 days. So we pushed her to keep going, and I don't think by Wednesday, she thought she was going to be able to pull it out, but she pulled it out.
I called in a lot of favors. I did. It was a really tough week. I mean, I did not follow the what we were supposed to do, the inviting all week. I was just like focusing on, I guess, just I had a couple people join Lean Girls, and that brought my points up. And then I was just looking at my points, like, okay, I can do this. And then I was just calling all the people that had already bought in, like were already my PCs, and I asked them all to. I told them what I was doing. I said, I'm going for a leadership level, and I said, I could use a favor if you guys would buy product early. And they were all like, yeah, no problem. I want to try this and this. They all tried something new, which was really cool. So, they all pitched in and they all helped. And I was just amazed by, I think it was Friday at 9:00. Yeah, I had it, and I was like, wow, like, even my dad like bought some extra stuff to help me out. He was like my last resort. I had 30 points. And I called him and I said, Dad, I have to ask a favor. I know you just bought shakes the other day. I said, but do you think you could buy 2 more bags? I just need like 30 more points, and that would do it to get my leadership level. He's like, sure, whatever you want. So I was like, awesome. And that was really, really good. But I'm tired. It was a lot of work all week. It was stress all week. I did more USANA work at my job than I did.
In your job?
It was, and all while my boss was there. So it was really, really hard too.
Is your boss a customer?
You know what? I tried many times to get him. I have everyone else in the office on it because there's only 4 other guys, but he won't. He's very strict, and he's very habitual in what he does. He does yoga at 5 a.m. He does his own vitamins, and he eats really well, and he doesn't believe in changing over what's already working. So
yeah,
I'll keep working on him. I have his wife. I just don't have him yet.
Wow. Good job.
But it was a tough week. I can imagine what this week's going to be like now.
Yeah.
Don't know if I can top it.
Teresa, how was your week?
So I got to connect with some people that I've been, I lost touch with. So I found that our phone calls kind of went a little bit over the 2 minutes. And the time periods that I was calling them at was kind of like, I finished work at 2 p.m. now. So didn't want to leave messages for people. So I kind of aimed for like the stay-at-home moms at this point. I got 3 appointments booked.
Wow.
And a bunch of samples went out in the mail or to people at work. And I have a PC that I'll be signing up at work tomorrow. Should be tomorrow if she's in the office.
That's so good.
It was pretty good, pretty successful week. And a couple orders went through.
Amazing.
Good job.
Congratulations.
This is amazing.
Heather, how was your week?
Well, you probably read my post on the group. It was a little bit challenging. I have some extra challenges, of course. We all do. What I did do, though, is I started a group at work. For those of you that don't know, I teach full-time. So at the school I'm at, I put out a little blurb 2 weeks ago that I had decided for the new year I had a weight loss goal. And, you know, a lot of people know I'm a holistic nutritionist. And so I said, well, I've got all the resources and the know-how, but, you know, it's much better to do it with a group. So I sort of put out this call to people who was interested or who had not just weight loss goals, but health goals for the new year at the school. And the school I'm at, there's a staff of over 40 people.
Wow.
So I put a call out for who was interested in sharing some health goals. And I actually got half a dozen people out this week. So and I'm trying to handle it carefully. I can't do a direct sales pitch. Do you know what I mean? It's because I'm at work. But just by, you know, sharing some of the resources I have, like some of the ideas from the Lean Girls program and some of the, you know, and sharing what products I'm using and what are my favorite and what helped me to have success with my goals, people are coming on board. So I got a couple of orders this week just from that. And I have a couple people sharing their goals with me and saying, oh, well, I'd really like to know more about this product line that you carry. So I've generated some interest that way.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I ended up with a couple of orders, and then through my calls, I ended up with a couple of meetings for next week. Yeah, and getting back in contact with some people that I haven't touched base with for a while. So the ball is rolling.
Yeah. So Heather, like I know you were disappointed because you didn't get that full 50 people, like 10 people a day. But was it more than you had done? Was it more activity that you had done normally in a week?
Yeah.
And more, you generated more interest, more volume, you talked to more people, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So don't be disappointed in your effort. Don't be down on yourself because that's amazing. That's I think the goal of this whole program is to do better than you did the week before. And
well, I think that's sort of what I said too. You know, 50 is a big number.
Yeah.
When you're doing it part-time, and I think we're all moms, right? So we've got full-time jobs, we've got kids, and I can tell you that teenagers are just as much work as little ones with more attitude. So, you know, it's that old shoot for the moon and land amongst the stars, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Congratulations. Rochelle?
Good Sunday evening.
Hi.
Hi. So my week went well. I actually picked up the phone and called lots of people.
Good.
We know I don't do that very well. But I did. I reached out to about 30 people this week. I can't do 50 either. It's too much with the schedule. But I got
it was 5 to 10 people. So
yeah. So
25. The minimum was 25, and you beat it.
Yeah, so that's what I figure. I was just doing at least something, you know, when I'd come home from work and I would just start calling right away and get it out of the way kind of deal. And then I could carry on with the rest of my evening or whatever was going on. So yeah, I had a presentation on Saturday. I think it went really well. She's really, really, really interested. I think she'd be really good at it. It's actually my cousin.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, now we're just kind of working on, I got to keep her interested and then let her kind of come up with the financials because she's a single mom and stuff. So I think as far as purchasing, a starter kit might be pose a little bit of a problem for her, but we're going to keep working on her, and I'm going to invite her to an event this week and, just keep her interested and just see what we can do.
Yeah, we should go out to Saturday's event.
Pardon me?
You go out to Saturday's event.
Well, that's what I was going to ask tonight, like when all the events are that we're inviting everyone to this week, so that, and what they're about, so that I know, what would be most fitting. Same as I need the link to the Game Changers, Monday. I know that Monday night, like prospect call, where they do it for everybody. She was interested in kind of getting involved in, like listening to one of those calls, like when Leanne did it, when I was signing up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
I just need to get the link for that, and I have 3 follow-up calls of people that were interested, and I sent videos to. So I mean, things are moving and stuff's happening, but I mean, we still have to close all the deals. So
Hey, awesome. Medina?
Yes, I'm here. So my week was good. It was a little bit challenging. I got to call a couple people. I sent it out links for the video. I'm still doing my follow-ups with them. And I had an order coming in. And then I also had a talk with actually my doctor. He's like a sports massage and acupuncture he's doing. And he's interested in the product. So actually, I will visit him tomorrow, and I offered him to give him a couple samples first, so he can convince himself, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more about it.
Great. Nice. Okay, awesome. All right. Did anybody have any challenges for the week besides time and getting to the 50 goal?
Can I say something to that?
Yeah.
So I think my biggest challenge is really the calls, because I absolutely, and it's not an excuse, but I hate it. I hate calling people. I'm more the people person. I can rather talk to them when I see them and bring things up, but calling them is just for me horror. It's absolutely horror.
It's short-term pain. So I know why the company was doing this as our first week, because of many things. One is the thing that people fear the most. Two, and if you get out of your comfort zone with this, then the rest of the business becomes easy. Number 2, it's the activity that gets the most results. And at the beginning of a business, you need the results to get other momentum going, because it's the other momentum that makes your business easy, right? So once the business gets going and people are calling you and you've got other distributors to work with and you're doing presentations with other people, obviously the business has energy to it. Right now, all of our businesses don't have much energy behind it, so we're the ones pushing the snowball up the hill. So that's why they're tackling the hardest thing first. And the way I look at it, and I mean, for me, and this is how, like, as an entrepreneur, how I try to get around things is I just try to think, like, what would other really successful entrepreneurs do? And I just try to do what they do and build the skills that they do. And I think I've shared this with you guys before. I just listen to those Success Magazine audios all the time. And there's not one single entrepreneur that gets on there that doesn't do phone calls for their business, reaching out to create sales. So I know that it's not something, like, let's say I stopped doing USANA and I started another business. I still have to do the same things. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's nowhere to run if you want to be an entrepreneur. It's just the way it is.
It's just sometimes I feel like, when I have not a huge warm market, right? Because I have no family here, nobody. So it's like really a very small, honest friend circle I have. And my friends knows what I'm doing. So I mean, they know. So when I have a lot of acquaintances, things like that, right? People I know from the gym or whatever, I meet once in a while, but I don't usually meet them every week or something like that. So I think my thing is when I'm calling people, it's maybe it's like kind of feeling weird that I never reach out to them before, and now I'm calling them and saying, hey, I'm feeling like a false salesperson. You know what I mean? So what can I do to, or maybe a better introduction, or should I be so honest and saying, hey, listen, I'm now in this new business and I really want to just send you something because I want you to know what I'm doing. Is it okay to say something like this, or is it, I don't know.
I think it is if that's what you really want. But if you genuinely want this person to take a look at the business and you genuinely feel inside that they would be good at it or might have some interest, then I think you also have to say that too. But how I used to get around my fear, and I still use this technique, is when I'm calling somebody, let's say I'm super nervous. Let's say I've wanted to call them for a long time and I just really don't know what they're going to say. I will right up front say, you know, hey, listen, I was really nervous to call you. And they'll be like, why? What is the issue? And I'll be like, well, because I want to talk to you about my business and I don't really know if this is something you're going to be interested in. I don't want to hurt our friendship in any way, but I also think that this might be something that you could get really excited about. So I genuinely just want to share with you. But of course, if it's not for you, obviously I hope you feel comfortable just letting me know, and also, you know, won't damage our friendship in any way. And they usually say, oh my gosh, of course, like, what is it? And then that's how you get into the conversation. So I think part of fear is being honest with people. I think first step is being honest with yourself. I think the second step is being honest with other people and being really genuine. And you really have, if there is some kind of fear when you're calling them, I think that you have two choices. You face it up front, or the second is you come up with exercises that get you out of your fear zone. Both are good and both are effective. And you don't have to do both. So one of them is that facing it up front and mentioning it to them, which to me always works. That's why I still use it today. And the second one is usually like I'll do mind exercises at the beginning of my day or the beginning of my prospecting. For me, I like looking at my vision board and I like reading my positive affirmations. But as you have to do what gets you into your best mindset, right? So for some people it's physical, for some people it's audio, for some people it's visual, but you have to take 5 minutes to get into that good mind state. For some people who are physical, just taking a quick walk outside and a walk around the block is all they need. You know, some people, it just depends for everybody. So I think you have to get yourself in a different mindset.
Yeah, I mean, when I did my calls, I actually did my cardio during my calls. That was a good time to do it. So,
yeah.
I felt good, you know.
Yeah.
Desma, and then just doing these calls. So for me, that's, I think, a good way to do it.
Well, and for me too, like sometimes if I'm nervous, like I'll actually take my phone and go for a walk around the block and take my phone with me and I talk while I'm walking. Like I like that too. I don't know why. So like, you know, there's just a few things. I remember this one time that I had to really get out of my comfort zone. It was during my gold run, and I had to call the people on my chicken list that I had never called. I was so terrified. And one of them was my old boss. I used to work, he was the president of the company, and I used to work with him. And so I was talking with him about it, and he was like, it was the craziest phone call. Because he was like, oh yeah, sure, April. Okay, so what is it? And what do I have to do? And how much money would I make? And how much money? Literally, this is how quickly I was trying to go through. Like, I didn't want to do the presentation on the phone, but I was like, well, I'd really like to meet with you to tell you more about it. He's like, no, I don't have time. Just tell me right now. So I was like, okay. And he's like, so how much do I have to start with? And he's like, well, what's the best package? And I was like, well, really our pro pack is our best value package as far as product and business goes, and everybody's going to do what you probably do anyways. He's like, okay, here, and he gave me his credit card. That's not the craziest thing. So he signed up on a pro pack off of, like, I'm telling you, like a 5-minute phone call. The craziest thing was that every week of my gold run, he would only do one phone call to somebody else. And he'd be like, okay, listen, here's a business that I'm doing. You've got to call my friend April. I used to work with her. She's great. It's a great company. here's what I bought. Just give her your credit card. And then and I'm not kidding you. Every week of my gold run, he sold a pro pack for me.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So I cannot tell you how afraid I was to call him. Like, and of course he was somebody I'd been thinking of every day when I would sit down to do prospecting, he would be on my list. And I thought about it for 2 years. So anyways, moral of the story is you just got to get over your own shit, because it's your own shit. It's not other people's shit.
Yeah. When you had such a solid trust relationship, he obviously, if he worked with you, knows what your work ethics are. And if you were leaving his side to pursue this, it must be something worthwhile. And then the same goes for the people he connected with. They trusted his business sense. If he was recommending it, then yeah.
It was amazing. But so anyways, do you guys feel a little bit better about that? I mean, and obviously we're going to get better at this skill. It was really just our first week at that. But does anybody have anything else they want to add on this particular challenge?
Yeah, just one thing that I did, which I had already put it into play before our 90-day challenge started. There were 5 ladies who I'm in constant jibber jabber, just, on Facebook about family, whatever. So I feel like we'd really built a relationship, but it's never gone beyond that jibber jabber. I created an event called Girls Night In because we're in different areas. There was somebody from Wisconsin, Georgia, South Carolina, Indiana, and Alaska.
Oh,
So the whole thing was, I said in my little blurb, the invite that I created, it was, we've developed this friendship over Facebook, but I don't know about you. I want to see your eyes. I want to hear you laugh. Let's talk about our shit. Get in your pajamas, get a glass of wine, get your pajamas on. We'll talk about everything and anything. But what it did for me, it allowed me to find an area, 1 or 2 areas from each of those people now that I can hone on, which is what I did at the end of the week. During our girls' night in, you mentioned this. So it just allowed me to get to know them on a different level. So then I felt comfortable sharing whatever aspect I felt applied to them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and it was fun. We laughed, and I learned so many different things, from each of them. So sometimes you just have to create your own thing that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, that's great, Terry.
Did anybody else want to bring up another challenge? No? Okay. So moving on to this week.
All right, go.
So we are inviting people to an event. And we'll go through the skills. Everybody got their booklet today, week 2. And so in that email, you would have got the materials for this coming week. And you also got a link to the survey. So if you haven't done the survey yet, complete that. So that's something that goes to head office, just with your staff for the week. So inviting to an event. We'll go through the skills and what they talked about in the book, but before we get there, I thought let's brainstorm some ideas of events that we have coming up or events that we can create that when we're inviting people. So obviously for the ladies in Toronto, we have an easy event coming up on Saturday, the Lifestyle and Wellness event. Easy, no-brainer, invite people out. It's Michael Cahayan, Chris McClellan, and forget the other lady's name, but an amazing event this coming Saturday. So for the ladies in Toronto, if you need an email invitation or a call, that's an amazing day. It's fast, it's early on a Saturday. Besides that one, and I don't know, like the ladies out, Heather, you're in Ottawa, and Medina, you're in Florida, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you guys know how to access or to look? Are you connected to any teams, local teams that list events, like live events?
I haven't seen any actually.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some stuff going on here in Ottawa. It's a different team though. It's not a Game Changers team, and everything seems to be in French.
Yeah.
which makes it a bit challenging. I mean, I'm okay, I'm bilingual, but a lot of the people I'm inviting out are not. So I'm not sure why all of the Ottawa events seem to be French, French, French. Even if you go on that Facebook page, everything's posted in French. So I'm not sure why such the French focus, because Ottawa is a bilingual city and there's plenty of English speaking people here as well. So I'm not sure where that influence is coming from, but I did go to an event actually that they had a few weeks ago, and very different crowd from what I expected. So I'm not quite decided what's going on with that group yet.
Okay. April, for Medina, couldn't she connect with like Tony Don's team, or Jordan's out there now?
Yeah, they don't. From my understanding, I don't think they live close to you, right, Medina, in Florida?
They're living on the West Coast, and I know that Jordan has sometimes events in Tampa, but he's right now in Australia and New Zealand, so I don't know when he's back. So, I mean, I saw already on his Facebook page when he posts events and things like that.
So are you close to Tampa?
Nah, not really. It's still 3 hours to drive.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if I could go somewhere here, I mean, I also drove already to Naples and things like that to go to an event. I mean, I would do it.
Yeah, that Tracy Wenkman, she's in Naples, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my idea for the people that were away, and I kind of want to get your feedback, but I was thinking that we could do regular online events of a USANA overview. And that's probably our best option for everybody that's away. So like, let's say we picked like a Wednesday night, for example, at a time that was suitable based on all the time zones, or I could do 2 calls in one night. I just want to make sure I'm covering things that you guys feel is relevant, and I want to make sure that people are on the calls, because I've done this in the past, and just people don't get on. So I spend all this time creating a presentation, and then I block off my night, and then people aren't on the online event. So this is certainly something that we don't have to do, but if we're going to do it, what way would you guys like to see it done? So do you guys think like an online, you can make it like an event, if you want to call it that. Is that helpful for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, what about
Where's that
you
noise?
could use the GCI call too.
are they doing it wrong?
Yeah, there's nothing till February 1st.
Pre-recorded call.
You're pre-recorded.
A link for that you pre-record that day or something. Because I know a lot of my prospects. I'm a volleyball person, and they all play 4 nights a week. So for me, evenings like that is very hard to get anybody to get on a call. But if you had a pre-recorded one with a link to it, at least I could give them the link and they can listen to that.
Okay.
Also, you can't guarantee that just because they said they're going to, that they'll show up for you. So you don't really want to waste your time and they don't show up, right?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, like someone could say to me, I'll be there, I'll be on the call. Like I send them a text, everything's good, and they don't sign on, and then you're expecting them, I'm expecting them, and they still don't go, right?
Yeah.
Like it happens all the time. So if you could find something that's already being done, like I said, like that GCI call, I don't know what it's called, but that's on at Monday night or whatever, like it's already something that's predetermined. It goes no matter what, maybe something like that.
Does anybody know, I texted Leanne just to see if she's doing her calls on the 1st and the 15th of the month. Does anybody know 100% if she's doing that?
February 1st is her next wealth.
7 figures.
Well, they've changed it. She's not calling it Health and Freedom anymore now that she's in this new money mindset mode. So it's wealth and something else.
Okay.
But it's the same idea.
Okay.
As a Health and Freedom. So February 1st is the first one.
Okay. So that's a bit of a ways for us to wait.
Yeah. Now, Julie and Sarah Martel, that little close-knit collection there, they've created a new group called Holistic. I wrote it down.
Yeah,
Holistic Lifestyle Creators.
Yeah.
And they're doing a 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesdays, kind of a health and freedom. It's a call. And then they're doing Brittany and, oh my God, I just forgot her name. My gosh.
Brittany Mather.
No, who I was just talking about. Okay, this is where the Alzheimer's kicks in.
Pat Burney or
No,
Sarah-
Julie,
Julie
and
Blair.
Brittany. They do kind of every 2 weeks. They flip around. They might do one thing in Hamilton and one thing at the Burlington Golf and Country. So they start off with a bit of a nutritional seminar, followed with the health and freedom. They did one last Wednesday night. So they're pretty regular about doing those.
Okay. So there's one live event and then one online event, or there's an online event every Tuesday at 1?
Yes, that's what I'm gathering from what the information that comes across.
Okay. So how about this? Why don't we put together a little bit of a, I guess, cheat sheet? Like, Terry, if you can look up that information and email it to me.
Okay.
I guess you've answered my question about Leanne, when she's doing her online webinar. To me, I think online webinars, like online overviews of the business, only work when it's within the next 24 maximum to 48 hours. So let's say, for example, we were going to plan to do this. I really think that you have to do them pretty quickly. Like to say, would you be free tonight at 9 o'clock or tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, or whatever the case may be. Like, they can't be something that, could you jump onto this on Thursday night when today's Monday? Because so much happens in people's lives between now and then. It's too far. So I think the online overviews are great. I think people's best strategy, in all honesty, is to learn to do it yourself and do an online presentation yourself.
Yeah.
And then you do that overview, or what we can do is I can do a preset. I don't like sending out the recorded presentation of the Health and Freedom, because I find that they get too long. Like when you're doing actually a live call with people on there, sometimes there's technical issues, and I find that the calls get really long. And I think that people are sitting there willing to watch an overview of USANA if it's like 15 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes or less, right? So I don't mind doing like a pre-recorded video, which I could probably get done by the end of the week, that you guys could use to send out for people that you can't pin down on a presentation.
Yeah.
I still think we have to, if these online presentations are something that you guys think are helpful, which I'm still getting a little bit of a lukewarm response on that, I certainly don't want to push it on people, then I think they need to be like pretty regular, and I think they need to be soon.
Yeah. For myself personally, I wish that there was some kind of an informational piece that spoke directly to other wellness professionals.
Okay.
So whether it's a short video from Bina or yourself, or like a modified Health and Freedom, what we have on file and what we can use to send out really is so boring for them to look at. It doesn't speak to them and how USANA could impact their business, how it ties into their business model.
Okay. Okay.
Do you find that yourself, or?
I don't, but I think that's just because of my experience level. I don't mean that to sound rude. I just think I just constantly ask them questions to get an idea of something like this would fit in for them.
Yeah.
But if I was cold prospecting people that way, then maybe I would. Yeah.
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 So, for example, so I did Anna Lozano's boot camp today.
Yeah.
Which was very good. I'd already pre-registered for it in early December.
Okay.
Because I knew that I was going to make this commitment before your 90-day program came out. But anyway, oh my God! See, there I go again with that like blank brain. I tried last week for my Lean Girls commitment to film myself doing my shakes and my whatevers. So I'm watching them back. I laugh hysterically because I've cut my head off, or I've cut my arm off, or there's half the food things showing. Like it's a two-man operation.
That's why I just took pictures, no video.
Well, yeah, you know what? It's you. It's authentic. It's
Yeah, I'll be like the headless recruiter.
So was there a point to that? Like, did Anna say that she used short videos or something?
Yeah, I forgot why I even brought Anna into the equation, April, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I guess for myself, because the people that I do connect with on LinkedIn are already professionals in some way, shape, or form. They could be personal trainers or nutritionists, or which a lot of them are, or people that I've seen going through the different nutritionist schools that you see that they're in their third year or whatever. So they will soon be doing, stepping out, building their business. So there's not really a piece of material that we can send that addresses those people.
Right. Okay. Okay, so I can think about that. I have a few. We really only have a few active wellness professionals on my team, but I might be able to get a few other people on other teams to help. Like, I really like people that I would trust, that I really think are would be like Brendan, Bina, Katie Compton. Those are people that I know really believe in the product and recommend it and would stand behind it.
Too bad you can't get Dr. Oz.
What's that?
I said, too bad you can't get Dr. Oz.
Yeah, but not everybody is a lover of Dr. Oz.
No, but he does recommend the product, and he's a very big believer in it.
No, I understand that. He's great for us, absolutely. He's done a lot for elevating people to take a proactive look at their health.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get back to the original topic. Maybe we can do a bit of a vote. If we schedule an online event for people to come to, who would use it as a tool to invite people to take a look? Sarah, can you go through?
I would.
Who's that?
So, Rochelle?
Yeah, I will always try to get people to come on whatever you've promoted. Doesn't always work out.
I will try, but I don't know, half of my friends wouldn't be able to make those evening ones, that's all.
Teresa?
I could try, but the same thing. It depends on the timing of it, right? Because most of my contacts have kids, and we don't know how chaotic that time could be.
Okay, so we'll come back to the timing as a secondary question.
Nina?
Yeah, I would.
And Heather?
Yep, for sure.
I mean, to brainstorm events that we could do, like, I know it's supposed to be product focused, but we could also do a Lean Girl webinar and introduce people to the product that way. Or we can just incorporate that into for that the fitness professionals or health professionals program. Just brainstorming as an opportunity to invite people to.
Okay.
April, for your vote, everybody is saying yes. It depends on.
So let's talk about timing. Let's go through the same people again. And what evening and what time do you think would work best for your particular network?
I know for mine, Mondays and Friday evenings.
Okay.
Because the rest of the week are usually, for me, all volleyball players that play all evening from 6 till 10:30 at night.
Okay.
Rochelle?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you have. I mean, I don't know other people's schedules, so.
Okay. Terry?
Yeah, I'm open. The only thing I would say is that quite often on Tuesday nights, there seems to be 2 or 3 things, like if you want to watch Power of 11, or, there's so many choices to look at. So maybe Wednesday or a Thursday, Friday is another alternative, right? So you're not competing for other viewing.
Okay. Teresa, did you say?
Mondays, probably Mondays, just
Monday?
get it over with, and then you can follow up with them later on during the week.
Okay. Medina?
It doesn't really matter. Monday is probably a good day. Most of the people don't like to stay up very late. Let's say it like that.
Okay. Heather, did you have a preference?
I think just about any day of the week. You're looking at such a wide audience here. It's going to be hit and miss either night. But I agree with earlier is better, probably just after the dinner hour, but maybe after people get little ones to bed if we're looking at moms that have young kids.
Yeah. So Monday is sort of the day that we've all set them up.
Sounds like it. So I think tomorrow night's a little bit too soon for any of us.
Yeah.
But maybe we could plan for next Monday.
Yep.
Sounds
So
good.
does, like, I know no time's a great time, but I think our only choices are sort of like 8 or 9. We could do an 8 and a 9. So I guess we're looking at January 24th would be our first call. What timing are you guys thinking would work?
After 8 for sure, like 8:30.
Okay.
Either 8:30 or 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So I know for my people before 8:30, not later than 8.
Not later than 8. Okay. So,
No.
like, Idina, what would be a good time for you?
Like 7?
Who do you speak to, Medina or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, not later than 8. I mean 7 or 8, something
Okay.
like that. I think would be a good time. I mean
Okay.
even 8 would work, but I know for sure that a lot of my people and people I know, they are personal trainers. They get up at 5, 4 o'clock in the morning. They don't want to spend at 9 o'clock probably on a call.
Right. Okay.
Anybody else? Carrie, Heather, Jerry, time-wise?
Yeah, I have the most availability, and I have no little ones to put to bed. And Dan's quite capable of going to bed by himself. So
So maybe April, you look at doing an early one, like a 7, and then an 8:30.
Yeah.
2 in one night.
yeah,
Okay.
I just had a thought for the ones that work full time. And that is there any kind of consistency, like if you kind of label it a lunch and learn for 20 minutes while we sit and eat with your people you work with, or?
I know I wouldn't be able to do that at all.
I'm a teacher. We don't get real lunches.
Mhm.
Interesting idea.
This is the society we've created. We try to be so efficient at our jobs that you are giving up your lunchtime when that's
That's
your
why we're
time.
all working this business, to get out of there.
Yeah, but we created that. I did the same thing when I was a corporate. I started because I wanted to be efficient, and then it became expected. And then I was the one complain, I don't get a lunch hour. Well, you did. You sacrificed it yourself, you dumb nut.
Okay, so April, do you have what you need?
Yeah. So I think for next week we'll do a 7:30 and an 8:30, so that we'll try to cater to both markets, sort of the moms, and then also the people that don't have kids might want to do a 7:30. So I think that might meet the needs for now. We'll see what kind of attendance that we get. And then I'll figure out like some kind of poster this week. So we'll try to market it. I'll try to market it a little bit differently than just like a USANA overview.
Will we be doing it on this platform or the old?
Yeah, I think we can meet on this. This is probably our best bet. I can mute everybody on the call, by the way. So like, let's say if we're doing something like that, I can welcome everybody to the call and then just mute it.
Okay.
Okay, so I was also going to say we can create our own event. So I've had some success, and Rochelle has too, of doing Bonsai parties, doing grand openings, doing healthy mixers. So I want to put it in your idea, obviously maybe not for the immediate future, but maybe on a weekend coming up in the next couple of weeks, you might want to plan an event at your house. So there's lots of information on the hub about doing a healthy mixer, where basically it's a very casual, you have samples, you have shakes, you have bars, you have the product there for people to touch and to try out. And then you have a very casual presentation of like why you did this, why you're doing this business, and why it's important to you, and why you wanted to share it. We can talk about that. So,
well, I'm actually trying to put an event together. I just don't know if it's going to come together or not. I'm working on the logistics of it. If anybody wants to come down and out, I'm trying to get Anush to do like a free fitness Friday or something.
Yeah.
So offer people like a free fitness class. And then I have one of my associates that does yoga. So I wanted to see if I could get her out to do some yoga. And then maybe like have like where everyone comes at first. It's just like a mini kind of presentation without them really realizing it. And then they can enjoy all these free samples and then do a fitness or a yoga class with these two.
So I actually did one of those with a friend, and we did a yoga class. Sarah was there, and we did a little booth behind and had all the samples, and I had 2 people become PCs that night. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it does work good.
I'm trying to put something together. It's just getting people to commit to come and help me, like Anush and then the yoga person, and then I would need people to help me with like tables and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out logistics right now.
Yeah. So that's an idea. Like that's a big event. It doesn't have to be as elaborate. If you're just going to do like a Sunday afternoon or a Thursday night in your home, and you just open up your doors and almost do an open house. So I'll let you guys talk about it. Like I want to keep the call moving so we can brainstorm ideas with your accountability partner or maybe on the Facebook group. But there's lots of stuff that we can invite people to. So I think when you're working on these invitations, you have to sort of first figure out what are you inviting them to an online presentation? Are they in the same location? Can you invite them out to a live USANA event, corporate event? Or are you going to create your own open house, your own healthy mixer? So the first step to inviting people to an event is figuring out first what you're going to invite them to, okay? I won't go through much on the skills because it is very similar to inviting over the phone. But number one, like again, keeping it short, keeping it close to 2 minutes. And in your booklet, that goes into a big section about why we keep it to 2 minutes, just to keep it short. Don't present over the phone, and really encourage them to come out to the event. And then obviously so like number 2, you're inviting them to the event. The idea of why events work really well is because obviously this is a relationship business, and they have the opportunity when they come out to a live event or a webinar, I guess we're talking about webinars too, is that they get to see other people and they get to see the other associates and feel the energy of the room, and they get to experience that it's more than just you. It's a bigger thing, and lots of people are having lots of extra stuff. So, and then same thing goes, like the if I would you. So if I could send you a video about the company, would you be open to watching it? And when would you be open to watching it? If I sent you a poster about an upcoming event, would you be willing to open it and have a look at it? And when can I call you to confirm? Or when can I call you to see if you can make it? So very similar skills. Does anybody have any questions about those? Like actually doing the actual invite? No, pretty straightforward to last week. Okay. And then this is the last slide, and we can continue to talk if you guys want to, but I know some people want to get going. So for next week, so we're going to continue for our 5 to 10 invites a day. You're going to try to get them over with in your first 20 to 30 minutes of your business day, okay? Keep talking to your accountability partner over text, over phone, over Facebook. Check in with them. And then on Saturday, we'll be sending you the week 3 workbook, and week 3 skill is presenting, okay? And then we'll also be sending you the survey to the next, the survey for this week too, okay? And then that's it. Did anybody else want to talk about other things? Talking about events.
Who is it that's in Ottawa?
Heather.
She could try and reach out to Amanda. Amanda Wood, one of my associates, she moved out to Ottawa.
What's her name, Michelle? Amanda who?
Amanda Wood.
Amanda Wood.
You might have to push her, like, so Amanda's not doing any events.
Yeah, she's not really doing anything, but maybe if she knew like there was somebody else out there that's or out that way, you know what I mean? Like someone to help her like lean on or, you know.
So Rochelle, why don't you make the connection?
Yeah.
Okay.
Connect Heather to Amanda.
Yeah.
And tell Amanda that there's somebody in Ottawa. So Amanda is very, very new to the business. She's going to be leaning on Heather. So just say that you've got somebody else out there in Ottawa that you can talk to, brainstorm. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Did you have any more information to add on anything for convention, like as far as the airfare?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, way to go, April.
I mean, right after Heather posted her great price, I did kind of look up from Toronto. So it is just under $500, a direct flight, but it's later in the day on Tuesday, or I think there was one early in the morning.
Okay.
So not a great selection of times.
No, and mine was not direct at that price. That's not direct.
Oh, these were direct from Toronto.
Yeah, Air Canada.
You were out of Ottawa.
Yeah, and Delta's offering one too, Delta Airlines.
Well, still under $500.
Yeah, like last year was almost $800 for me.
Yeah.
A direct flight for under $500. I can't believe it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like my prayers have been answered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so April will put together that invite to next Monday's live webinar.
Yeah.
We'll still have a call on Sunday. I won't be here.
Yeah, you go enjoy your sun and fun. Yeah.
I'm going to Mexico on Tuesday. So I'm gone from Tuesday.
Sarah, do your 10 bites a day in Mexico. You have to go to talk to all the staff there.
Yeah.
Hola.
Host an event there too. You can do a health and freedom presentation. Bring your laptop.
You can be the entertainment for one night there in one of their shows.
Yeah.
Aren't you going, April? Aren't you going with her?
No, it's not that trip. This is another one she had already.
Oh, nice.
But the
Have a
kids-
good week.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
You guys have a good week.
Yes, enjoy your trip.
I'll see you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go and enjoy the week. Don't bust your balls.
No, I'll be bugging her.
She won't be talking.
So jealous. I'm already jealous.
I gotta win a trip for myself now.
Yeah.
Feel free to win one for me too, you know. No problem.
Yeah, I might get lucky again. You never know.
You can
All right, guys. So have a good week. Thank you.
Okay,
Have a
good
good
night.
week.
Bye.
Bye.